my YouTube channel was 48 hours from being deleted, but as of right now, as I record this video, it's safe. Unfortunately, that came at a huge price. In this video, I'm going to explain all the details about the dispute and how I was able to resolve it, but first I need to tell you the situation that I'm in right now. In order for the music publishers to agree to release their copyright strikes on my videos and reinstate the YouTube channel, I had to pull down almost all of my educational resources. All the guitar lessons have had to be removed from YouTube, and my website has been shut down temporarily. But there still is a way I can get them all back. What I have to do is re-edit all of my videos, all 400 of them, re-upload them again, reprogram them, and republish them again. I also need to pretty much start from scratch with my website, repopulating the videos once I've uploaded them, and create hundreds of new web pages which comply with the publisher's requirements. To rework all the lessons and the web pages I've created over the past 8 years is a lot of work. And I'm not even sure how long that would take me to do on my own. The amount of months, it'd probably take months. And in the meantime, I wouldn't be able to generate any new content, which is why I'm asking you guys for help. I've started a GoFundMe page in order to raise money to pay somebody else to re-edit the guitar lessons and rebuild the website for me. I've got a handful of people, willing workers, ready to get to the task, but I obviously need to be able to pay them. All the money raised by the GoFundMe will go directly towards reworking and republishing my videos and website. The more money that's raised, the more people I can get on board, and the quicker that everything can get back up online. So if you do want to contribute towards getting all that done sooner rather than later, please take a look at the GoFundMe page linked in the description of this video. So now that I've told you the situation I'm in now, what went on and how did it resolve itself? What was the dispute about? Well, the dispute was over the licensing of my guitar tabs, or musical notation, which appear on the screen on my guitar lessons and that I publish on my website. My claim was that the tabs are legal to use because of them being fair use under the DMCA. Fair use should protect me because 1, I wasn't generating revenue from selling the tabs. 2, I was producing them myself, so they were unique. 3, I was using them for educational purposes. And 4, I was not negatively impacting their market because they were unique. They were not in competition with other people selling tabs. The music publisher's claim was that because I was generating revenue from YouTube, my Patreon page, and AdSense on my website, that qualifies as me gaining money from distributing them. And obviously, they weren't getting their cut from that money, so they felt that I owed them. There was the deadlock. Big publishing company versus small YouTuber, huge corporation with teams of lawyers versus a guitar teacher trying to educate people free of charge on YouTube, barely scraping by a living. It's your classic David versus Goliath, or as I like to call it, Goliath versus Goliath. And bear in mind that the publishers already made a bunch of money off my videos in the past. Every video that gets uploaded to YouTube containing someone else's music needs to have a license to use that music. It's called a sync license. YouTube's Content ID system automatically recognizes what music is used in each video and claims the copyright of that music on behalf of the license owners or the publishers. This engages a revenue sharing deal on each video, depending on the sync licensing agreements that YouTube has in place with all the major publishers. This all happens on the back end of YouTube without the creator needing to do anything manually. And this is how the creators have been able to upload and generate revenue from unlicensed music to YouTube for years now. And for the most part, this system works really well. However, the system does not include the graphical licenses that the publishers say I need in order to put the tabs on the screen in my lessons. But the interesting thing is, most of my videos are already generating money for the publishers using the YouTube Content ID system. Publishers have profited from my content over the past 10 years to the tune of many thousands of pounds, easily into the 5 figures. So that 80% to 100% of the revenue they take from every single one of my videos adds up to a lot of money, over 120 million views. But a lot of money is not enough money for a large corporation with a huge team of lawyers. They wanted their extra pound of flesh from me, so in order for them to achieve that, they took to YouTube's exploitable copyright system in order to gain leverage over me. 3 strikes and you're out is the YouTube system, and the claimants don't require to submit any proof that they own the content before they issue a strike. I covered this in great detail in my previous video on my extra channel in the week. If you're interested in learning all about how they exploited me in that system, go and watch that video. But back to today's story, my channel was being held to ransom by the music industry. Not because they weren't making money from my videos, but because they weren't making enough money from my videos. And they were willing to risk my channel and cutting off all the money they were making from my videos currently, just to get me to agree to give them more money. Had I been able to do so, I could have taken them on in court and argued my case for fair use, which I think I've got a strong one. Unfortunately, I don't have the money to pay a lawyer good enough to put up a decent fight against them. I learned that apparently to fight a fair use case in court, it's somewhere in the region of $30,000 and upwards. And I certainly can't afford that when I'm making money generating free guitar lessons on YouTube. It's impossible. So to resolve this dispute, I was told that they wanted the videos and the guitar tabs on my website to either come down or be licensed through them with royalties paid. Now, I can license the guitar tabs on my website pretty easily. I can use one of the many websites which offer that service to handle all the admin for me. Unfortunately, this means that whenever I do upload guitar tabs in the future, I'm going to have to sell them so that the publishers can get their cut of the money. Licensing the guitar tabs on the videos, however, that isn't quite as easy. There's no middleman service to facilitate this for me. I would have to do all the admin myself. It would involve me personally negotiating and agreeing licenses with every one of the publishers whose music I've used or will use in future. I would need to also calculate the royalties owed per publisher, per video of theirs that I've licensed, and on an ongoing basis. The amount of admin involved in that, it's not even worth thinking about. Just forget it. That isn't a viable option for a person like me who does all the work myself. So the only realistic option left available to me was to remove all the unlicensed content and then rebuild it all from scratch. And that's where I am today. Now that I'm forced to take my videos down, neither YouTube, the publishers, or myself are making any revenue from the videos, all because they strong-armed me, all because they wanted an extra little slice of the cake. How messed up is that? And with my YouTube channel at stake, I had the choice of either a huge expensive legal battle, negotiating licenses with the publishers while I held my balls in a vice, or hitting the eject button on my content, which is obviously, there's no choice there. That's the only thing that I could have done. But this is how they do business, and this is how they prosper. The rich get richer, and the rest of us pretty much don't have a choice. And I agree, everyone has to play by the rules, but it's not fair when they're the ones making the rules and we're powerless to try and stand up to them. But anyway, luckily I've still got my YouTube channel, and I still have my Patreon support, and I still got you guys. And without every one of you who rallied around me over the past week, signal boosting the story, getting my voice heard, who knows how this would have all played out. I owe you all a debt of gratitude for everything that you've done to me, but seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. So now I'm going to get started on the mammoth task of rebuilding my library of work from scratch, and hopefully start producing more content again very soon. Luckily enough, I've got a couple of videos in the bank ready to publish. Now that I've got my channel back, I can do that. And like I said, if you do want to contribute towards the rebuild, go and check out my GoFundMe page down in the comment, in the description below. And if you want to support me on an ongoing basis, you can always check out my Patreon page down below too. So that's it for me. Thank you everybody for all your support. Thanks for watching this video, and bye for now.